Max's move to Mercedes is soon to be confirmed with huge cash deal revealed. Horner's leaving Red Bull has exposed a new weakness at the team, and Alpine is making big changes to its team. Let's get into the latest F1 news. Max Verstappen could be on the verge of a major career shift. Speculation is rife that the reigning champion might leave Red Bull to join Mercedes, the team previously associated with Lewis Hamilton. Recent discussions have emphasized that Verstappen could be intrigued by what Mercedes has in store for the 2026 season, particularly as they prepare for the new regulations in Formula One. According to former F1 driver Johnny Herbert, there's a little gold nugget for Verstappen at Mercedes, suggesting he could be mesmerized by the competitiveness of their car. Amid reports that the Mercedes chief executive Ola Källenius has already approved a potential move, questions arise about whether Verstappen is ready to make such a significant switch. Despite being under contract with Red Bull until the 2028 season, Verstappen has an exit clause that may allow him to leave as early as the end of 2025. This clause is said to be performance-related, meaning if he falls below a specific ranking in the driver's standings after the Hungarian Grand Prix, he could exercise his option to exit the team. Currently, Verstappen sits third in the championship, maintaining an 18-point lead over George Russell, who is likely to be the one made way for him at Mercedes, considering his contract ends in 2025. The upcoming regulations that promise major changes, like 50% electrification and active aerodynamics, have Mercedes reportedly well prepared. In contrast, Red Bull has announced plans to produce its own engines for the first time in partnership with Ford, while Honda moves to a technical role with Aston Martin. Johnny Herbert points to the uncertainty surrounding the new RBPT Ford power unit as a potentially persuasive factor for Verstappen. He believes that following the car's development closely will lead Verstappen to prefer the stability and promise of a Mercedes engine, particularly given reports suggesting Mercedes is developing quite well. Herbert notes that Verstappen is likely frustrated with where he currently stands, as Red Bull has not managed to deliver the performance he desires. As he reflects on his own career, Herbert draws parallels between Verstappen and Hamilton, who switched from McLaren to Mercedes in a bid to better position himself for championship success. Hamilton seized a similar opportunity when he joined Mercedes in 2013, riding the wave of confidence surrounding their ability to adapt to the new regulations in 2014. Today, Verstappen may find himself at a similar crossroads, with pressure mounting as he faces challenges on the track that could dictate his future decisions. The context surrounding the driver market remains fluid, with many eyes on how Verstappen navigates this pivotal moment in his career and whether he ultimately decides to take the plunge into Mercedes territory for 2026. The evolving landscape of Formula One ensures that developments will continue to unfold, keeping fans on the edge of their seats as they await his next move, Versu. Herbert shared insights suggesting that discussions between Toto Wolff and Max Verstappen could mirror past conversations between Niki Lauda and Lewis Hamilton. This historical context implies that strong relationships and strategic talks are key in F1, especially when teams are looking to woo top talent. He believes Mercedes has something special up its sleeve for next season, potentially the car that could dominate the track. This prospect is not lost on Max, who might be enticed by the promise of superior performance. The idea of a little gold nugget being dangled in front of him paints a vivid picture of how drivers are often lured by the allure of winning machines. However, Toto is known for his cautious statements, suggesting that while things might seem unlikely, there's often more complexity beneath the surface. Max appears to be considering a move, feeling the pressure to find a team that can fulfill his ambitions. In the backdrop of these discussions, the weight of Red Bull's engine program looms large. Herbert points out that while Red Bull is working on a new engine, they may not have the luxury of time, something every F1 driver must navigate carefully. Time is a luxury, and as the clock ticks, so does the likelihood of Max seeking greener pastures. Christian Horner, the recently departed Red Bull team principal, acknowledged that the new RBPT Ford engine might not measure up to Mercedes in 2026. His candid comments reflect the shifting dynamics within F1, where dominance can quickly change hands. As Horner puts it, we've had two incredibly successful cycles in Formula One, but now they face the daunting challenge of establishing themselves as a new engine manufacturer. The reality of pressure is mounting as Red Bull attempts to transition smoothly into this new phase. Horner's remarks indicate that while the team is building towards the future, they recognize that achieving immediate success against established competitors like Mercedes is an uphill battle. As the rumors surrounding Max potentially moving to Mercedes escalate, the speculation adds an exciting layer to the 2026 season in Formula One. With each twist and turn, fans and analysts alike are left wondering, will Max Verstappen make the leap? All eyes are on the future of F1 and what it may hold for the sport's premier athletes. Christian Horner's recent departure from Red Bull Racing marks a significant moment in Formula One history. After more than 20 years at the helm, overseeing a golden era filled with triumphs, his exit leaves many questioning the implications for the team's future. The impact of Dietrich Mateschitz's death in October 2022 can't be underestimated. His passing, along with the subsequent transfer of ownership to his son Mark, shifted the dynamics within Red Bull Racing. Former F1 driver Ralf Schumacher suggests that this transition was pivotal in Horner's leadership style. According to Schumacher, following Mateschitz's death, Horner appeared to embrace a different, more empowered approach, one that ultimately backfired. In the F1 world, changes like this can send shockwaves through teams. Horner's leadership granted him an impressive stage to manage talent, showcasing the skills of drivers like Sebastian Vettel and Max Verstappen. Under his watch, Red Bull achieved 124 race wins and clinched 6 constructors' titles, alongside 8 drivers' championships. Yet, the recent events have raised questions about whether Horner's newfound power may have led to misalignment within the team. Reports of a heated exchange between Horner and Max Verstappen's father just during the British Grand Prix encapsulate the recent turmoil. This confrontation occurred amidst a challenging race that saw Verstappen's title hopes take a significant hit. The fallout from this incident included the placement of Red Bull's head of communications Paul Smith on gardening leave, a move indicating deeper issues within the team's hierarchy. Schumacher reflected on the mounting tensions, highlighting a mutual dissatisfaction marked by the disputes. He referred to Horner as a bit of a difficult person, suggesting that his handling of criticism may have strained relationships with key figures in the team, including his interactions with the press. It's essential for any team leader to foster a collaborative environment, yet it seems Horner struggled significantly in this area. While Horner's exit from Red Bull might seem abrupt, it may represent a necessary shift for the team's future. The leadership transition to Laurent Mekies could bring new perspectives and strategies that Red Bull desperately needs to rebound from recent challenges. Transitioning leadership isn't easy, especially in a high-stakes environment like Formula One. However, it could be exactly what's needed to realign the team and inspire a new wave of success. In a sport where every decision can dictate the course of a season, the stakes have never been higher for Red Bull Racing and its new leadership. As they move forward without Horner, the eyes of the F1 world will undoubtedly be watching to see how the team adapts, rebuilds, and ultimately, if they can reclaim their dominance. With significant change often comes new opportunity. Can Red Bull harness the potential of this transition to foster growth and overcome the challenges of the current season? Only time will tell. As fans, we remain in anticipation, eager for what the future holds for this storied team. Stay tuned as we delve deeper into the ramifications of this significant shakeup in the world of Formula One. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more on Red Bull Racing and the ever-evolving landscape of Formula One. Max Verstappen has recently found himself in a storm of controversy and criticism, especially surrounding his relationship with Red Bull Racing team principal Christian Horner. Verstappen's father, Jos, has not pulled any punches, suggesting that Horner should resign. This family dynamic has raised eyebrows, with comments from within the Verstappen camp indicating a desire for significant changes in the team's leadership. Sky F1 commentator Martin Brundle, who has a well-documented connection with Horner, revealed that the Verstappen camp has been sending strong messages regarding their dissatisfaction with Horner's leadership. Brundle stated that this internal struggle has been going on for months, with ongoing hand grenades being lobbed in the direction of Horner, making it clear that Jos Verstappen wants to see a change at the helm of Red Bull. On the other hand, Verstappen himself has tried to navigate these waters carefully. When asked by reporters about the rumors surrounding his team's leadership, he remained tight-lipped, asserting that he doesn't have any information on the matter. However, this silence speaks volumes in a world where every comment can be scrutinized and dissected. Ralf Schumacher added to the chatter, offering a somewhat scathing perspective on Horner's leadership. He posed an interesting rhetorical question. What good is being in a position of power if no one is willing to work under your leadership? This goes to the heart of the current turbulence faced by Horner and the Red Bull Racing team. There's no doubt that the recent events surrounding Verstappen and Horner have sparked a lot of discussions about the future of the team. The dynamic between Verstappen, his father, and Horner could play a crucial role in shaping Red Bull Racing moving forward. As the F1 season progresses, we'll keep our eyes on these developments. Will there be further changes within the team's management, and how will these shifts impact their performance on the track? Stay tuned for more updates as we explore how this evolving narrative plays out in the world of Formula One. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to keep up with all things Red Bull Racing and F1. Alpine's motorsport scene is heating up as speculation swirls around the future of Franco Colapinto. The talented driver has been under scrutiny, with whispers of Valtteri Bottas possibly stepping into his seat. However, amid this buzz, the Argentine CEO of Renault has assured fans and stakeholders that Colapinto isn't going anywhere, at least not before the end of this current racing year. Franco Colapinto made his debut with Alpine at the start of the F1 2025 season, which promptly increased the pressure on his teammate Jack Doohan. Unfortunately, when Doohan couldn't score points in the first 6 races, Colapinto was brought in as his replacement. However, the pressure has now turned to Colapinto. Despite being handed more opportunities than Doohan, he has yet to improve upon the results left by his predecessor. Alpine's executive director, Flavio Briatore, has emphasized the expectations for Colapinto: speed, consistency, and point scoring. In his own words, Briatore stated that he's asking the driver for just 3 key tasks: be fast, avoid crashes, and score points. If he can meet these standards, there's a bright future ahead of him in F1. Regrettably for Colapinto, achieving these goals has proven challenging. So far this season, he hasn't scored a single point. His struggles became apparent after a qualifying crash at the Imola Grand Prix, which carried into issues at Silverstone, where he suffered a gearbox failure that prevented him from even starting the race. These difficulties have left him without any points on the board and under mounting pressure to deliver. As fans keep a close eye on Colapinto's performance, there are growing links between Alpine and Valtteri Bottas, a driver with experience and success under his belt. Confirming the speculation, Mercedes team principal Toto Wolff mentioned that Briatore has reached out to discuss Bottas's potential move to Alpine, though it remains unclear whether this would be for the current season or for 2026. As Colapinto navigates the challenges on the track, the racing world watches closely. Will he rise to the occasion and secure his place with Alpine, or will the Bottas rumors come to fruition? Only time will tell. Stay tuned for more updates as the season progresses. As we shift our focus back to Franco Colapinto, it's clear that the pressure is mounting as he fights for his future with Alpine. In recent statements, Colapinto expressed a strong commitment to his role, emphasizing the importance of teamwork and improvement. "We are trying to get better as a team," he noted, reflecting on their ongoing journey towards consistent performance. Confidence seems to be a key factor for him. Colapinto mentioned that while he excels in races, Qualifying is an area he is working hard to improve. He stated, "We need to still do a step with the car," indicating a clear recognition of the challenges ahead. The path to success is rarely easy, yet Colapinto is determined to navigate these hurdles and make a lasting impact. Meanwhile, Alpine appears to be backing him for the long haul. On-record comments from Renault Argentina CEO Pablo Sabila confirmed that Colapinto is expected to stay throughout the championship, emphasizing that they are not just planning for the short term, but looking at the bigger picture. As the season progresses, all eyes will be on Colapinto. Will he solidify his position and fend off the swirling rumors surrounding potential replacements like Valtteri Bottas? It's a crucial moment for a driver who is not only defending his seat, but also striving for excellence within the team. Finally, let's not overlook the additional pressure from others in the paddock. Colapinto isn't the only one aspiring for a permanent spot, with Paul Aron eyeing a full-time drive in F1 by 2026. The competition is fierce, and each driver brings their own ambitions to the track. With new partnerships forming, including a key sponsor collaboration linked to Sergio Perez, Colapinto may have just received the boost he needs to keep pushing forward. As the races unfold, the narrative of who will rise and who will fall continues to captivate fans around the world. Keep watching, as the story of Alpine and its drivers is far from over. Lance Stroll, the Canadian Formula One driver, has recently come under fire for his outspoken criticism of his Aston Martin car, calling it the worst piece of shut he's ever driven. This comment, made during the cooldown lap after the British Grand Prix, has raised eyebrows and even prompted calls for an apology to the team. During the rain-affected British Grand Prix, Stroll managed to race from 18th on the grid to finish in 7th place. This marked his first points finish in 10 races, which should have been a moment of celebration. However, as he returned to the pits, he expressed his frustration to his race engineer, Gary Gannon, sharing just how challenging it was to drive the AMR25 in those conditions. While Gannon congratulated Stroll on a brilliant drive, given the difficulties he faced, Stroll's comments struck a nerve. His statement didn't just reflect frustration. It was perceived as a lack of respect for the hard work of the Aston Martin team. Former F1 driver Ralf Schumacher voiced his disappointment, stating that such remarks are a matter of manners and can have significant external impacts. Schumacher pointed out the dedicated mechanics who put in countless hours to ensure the cars are race-ready. Stroll's comment was not just a critique of a vehicle, but also seemed to dismiss the efforts of those working behind the scenes. His words were described as completely unacceptable, demonstrating a lack of consideration for the team's morale. Furthermore, Schumacher's criticism digs deeper, suggesting that such statements indicate a poor upbringing and reflects poorly on Stroll's character. While racing is indeed about competition and performance, it's clear that respect within the team can play a pivotal role in a driver's success. As fans and commentators weigh in, the question remains, will Stroll issue an apology, and how might his comments impact his relationship with Aston Martin moving forward? In a sport where teamwork is essential, it's crucial for drivers to recognize and appreciate the contributions of their teams, even in the heat of the moment. Stay tuned as we explore more insights into the world of Formula One and the dynamics between drivers and their teams. In the aftermath of the British Grand Prix, tensions ran high for Lance Stroll and his Aston Martin team. Despite a challenging race, the German racing legend emphasized the importance of gratitude, urging Stroll to apologize to his team for their efforts. This sentiment resonates especially considering Stroll and his teammate, Fernando Alonso, marked a significant moment for Aston Martin by securing their first double points haul of the F1 2025 season. Schumacher stated that both drivers should take pride in their achievements. Navigating difficult conditions at Silverstone showcased their resilience. Stroll faced criticism regarding his performance, but as Schumacher noted, there's often a fine line between constructive feedback and harshness. The demanding weather conditions tested all competitors, and Stroll rose to the occasion, managing the car when many struggled. His teammate, Alonso, continues to impress the fans and critics alike, defying age with exceptional skill. Together, they have proven that the Aston Martin team deserves high praise for successfully earning points during a tough race. Currently sitting 8th in the Constructors' Championship and tied on points with Racing Bulls, Aston Martin is not far behind 6th-placed Sauber. Stroll shared his thoughts post-race, reflecting on their performance with a more positive outlook. "I think the result was good," Stroll stated, acknowledging the struggles with tire degradation, which hindered their ability to compete more fiercely. He noted the Sauber's superior grip, leading to significant gaps in performance. Stroll's honesty about the challenges faced is commendable. "With that kind of degradation, it's going to be hard to fight, but it's a good result," he concluded, emphasizing that strategic decisions played a vital role in their achievement. As opinions in the media vary widely, Stroll believes there needs to be a shift in how drivers are critiqued. The fickle nature of public perception can be tough to navigate, but it's part of what comes with the sport. So, what does the future hold for Stroll and his teammates? With ongoing challenges, they'll need to maintain focus and work together to secure their place among the best in Formula One. Stay tuned as we delve deeper into the world of F1, exploring the intricacies of team dynamics and driver performances in this thrilling season.